What's happening, financial coaches? It's Pete here. Hey, I actually am coming to you today with a question. I thought I'd start with a little story here, but I'm actually looking for some information and just kind of wondering if anyone's come across this type of information or experience or help as they have helped other people, or maybe you've used it yourself. So for me, I've been involved in both the giving side as well as receiving side because, always like many other people, I have had my fair share of financial problems as well. So, anyway, the thing I wanted to mention here is that before I get to my ask, the question is that the reason I was thinking about this is actually when I was on the council for our local church. The church obviously wants to do charitable work, serve the community, help people in need, right? I mean, that's kind of something that is not unique to churches, charitable organizations. A lot of people do it. But one of the problems is, especially with small churches, is they don't have the staff. A lot of times those offices don't have full-time staff, maybe just part-time, maybe volunteers, so they're not open. And so if someone comes knocking on the door needing help, there's no one there to help. So what we actually had was a little plaque, and many of the small churches in the area had them, and they would say what a person in need should do. So a lot of times someone would come and knock on the door and say, hey, I need a place to sleep tonight. I don't have any food. My baby needs formula. I'm lost and I'm passing through town and I'm trying to put a roof over our head. We can't afford a hotel or whatever it might be. There's a million different things that a church might get hit up for or get requested. And so there was a little plaque and it stood on the door and it said, if you need help, it can be any number of things, please go to the police station in the village. And the police station would be, because they have a 24-hour window there, would be able to provide financial help in the form of usually a Visa gift card to whoever needed it on behalf of all of the churches. So, especially the smaller churches and even the big churches, it was just kind of an easy way to do it. You could go and request some help, and the people there were trained and knowledgeable on how to do that. And they would say, how many kids are you trying to feed tonight, or where are you trying to stay, or sometimes they would just have a voucher for a hotel. Take this to the Days Inn. I know it was a place that they worked with. But in one case that I recall, a lady was driving home from work, and she called me as her financial coach because she needed food for that evening. She had three kids at home, single mother, had worked all day, totally had depleted all of her money, actually put her last dollar into her gas tank to get to work, and was just so overwhelmed, didn't even think about trying to provide for food. So on her way home, what I did is I googled a church in her area, got her in touch, did the can't remember if I transferred or three-way calls or whatever, but got her in touch with that. They put her in touch with their administrator for their program, and I found out later that she was able to get a $100 Visa gift card. So she stopped and got dinner, some groceries, went home. Everything was copacetic. It only solved the problem that evening, but it solved the problem for her in a way that, even a payday loan couldn't have potentially done. Maybe she could have called friends or family, but then, she has to go somewhere and get money and, all cash from them or whatever it might be, right? So in an emergency like that, are you aware of any of these maybe lesser known or almost unknown services that are provided by your community, maybe a national group, whatever it might be? It can be unique. I'm just kind of curious. I'm trying to put together a list of and some resources for people who might find themselves in these situations and might not have the title to their car to get a title loan. They might not have a reliable paycheck to get a payday loan or whatever it is. They might not have the social network and the family support that other people might have. So I'm just kind of curious, have you heard of anything? And if you have, and if you know where they're located, I would love to know that too. So if it's just something that's in the Chicago area or in a suburb in outside of Cedar Rapids, Iowa, or whatever it might be. I'm just kind of curious. The more unique, the better. I'm just trying to put together a list so that people, when they see it and they think, hey, I've got this emergency, I need some cash, I need some help right now, I don't know where to go. And most people just kind of think of the standard national, tried and true, well-tread, well-advertised programs, and sometimes there's a lot of help right on the ground that they don't know about, like the program I said through the churches. So, do you know of anything like that? Charities, charitable organizations, not-for-profits, nonprofits, churches, shelters, individuals, individual organizations, Lions Club. I don't know if that's what they call it, the Lions Group or whatever, Rotary, whatever it might be. I'm just kind of curious. So, feel free to put those in the comments below. I think it could help all of us out, especially when you run into someone who is in desperate need, someone who is struggling, someone who is just trying to survive that moment. It doesn't have to be a resource that they necessarily have available to them, but if we can come up with some of these ideas, it might spark the idea or a memory for them to say, hey, you know what, I actually do go by Catholic Charities all the time. I do go by, this 501c3 all the time, or whatever it is. Or I know someone that works at this church. I'll call them, and sometimes if we can connect a couple of those early dots, especially when people are panicked and their mind is consumed with other things, if we can help them kind of get organized on that, it might help them connect and fire off some thoughts about who they should connect with to get them through a rough time. So just wanted to put that out there. If you know of any, I would love to hear them because I think that could be really helpful. All right, I'll see you later.